Thank you for choosing to watch the Watchman News Headlines video. Our full episodes can now be seen over at Patreon with much more added content for just $2 a month. Link is in the description. If you cannot afford $2 a month, please consider using our Amazon affiliate link, purchasing from our Teespring store, or making a PayPal donation. All links are below. In order for us to grow, we have to make changes to enable it. Our time is valuable, and we have been one of the very few news sources actually dedicated to bringing you honest, hard-hitting, actionable news and information. Plus, for your $2 a month, you do not have to hear me blabber about these links. It's a win for us all.
Bullshit.
Thank you. Good morning, watchmen and watchwomen of YouTube. I want to urge you. We had a bang-up conversation, and I do believe that I have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that the ammunition, firearm, and firearm component shortage is manufactured and done on purpose. You can catch that report over on Patreon. I'm not just trying to sell. I'm telling you, I spoke for over an hour on the issue. And I believe that I have undeniably proven it. This episode tonight alone is worth a hell of a lot more than a $2 a month charge, I'm telling you. And I'm not just trying to pimp myself. I'm over there for a reason, and that reason, the largest reason, is to be able to be real. Okay? Tonight was one of those nights. You might want to check it out. Seriously. You might want to check it out. Anyway, let's dive on into the headlines and get this done with, because I've been talking for quite a while. Kick on over to Twitter over here. Starting out with news from this morning, I don't have anything from last night. Australian Health Minister says AstraZeneca vaccine still up to the fundamental task after South Africa halts rollout. By the way, I do want to add this, one more thing about Patreon. From now on, I'm going to put the link to the evening show that the headlines are coming from down in the description. So, like, if you did want to check it out, if you wanted to see what I had to say about this subject, you can go right down in the description of the video, and you will see the link to this particular Patreon show. Still going to have to pay your $2 to get in the door, but you'll have the link so you'll be able to easily access it. So, anyway, sorry for the additional spamming. We'll continue. Myanmar police deploy water cannon as thousands continue protests against military coup. Orthodox Jews defy health protocols and clash with Israeli police at funeral of rabbi who died of COVID-19. China to give away over $6 million in digital currency during Lunar New Year and massive e-yuan trials. Kiev could prosecute journalists for asking opposition leader if Ukraine would be better off as part of Russia amid media crackdown. Europe and UK betting big on India with mega trade deals on the way. No evidence AstraZeneca jab doesn't prevent hospitalization and death, UK minister says after recording 147 cases of South African variant. China arrests Australian journalist for illegally supplying state secrets overseas. Vaccine hesitancy among UK minorities forces COVID-19 inoculation center to close early 3 days last week. UK urges illegal immigrants to come forward and get COVID-19 jab as government promises they won't be reprimanded. Who let the Doge out? Musk's favorite canine crypto smashes another record high as celebrities jump on board. Sorry, the picture is just Snoop Doge. It's I know it's Dogecoin or whatever, but the image, that's priceless. Seoul to start testing pets for COVID-19 after country confirms first case in a pet cat. So they give you a picture of a dog. I saw that this morning and laughed. Queen accused of lobbying government to change 1976 transparency law to shield her potentially embarrassing finances. Don't you love that? Don't you love that? I mean, it's beyond ridiculous. It really, truly is. Amid protests and ahead of upcoming election, Israeli PM Netanyahu pleads not guilty to corruption charges. What did you expect? After backlash from hawks over cordial scenes in Moscow, EU's foreign envoy backtracked, slamming Russia just days after visit. Iran's Navy unveils 340 new missile-firing speedboats as Tehran looks to increase influence in the Persian Gulf. Again, an escalation in military. Bitcoin shoots past $43,000 as Tesla announces plan to start accepting cryptocurrency. UK terror threat level drops from severe to substantial, but an attack is still likely. Russia's most prominent Liberal Party split over Navalny as the Yabloko founder Yavlinsky takes aim at imprisoned opposition figures. Sorry, I had to slow down on those names. Detecting COVID-19 outbreaks weeks earlier might be as easy as checking web searches, new UK study suggests. UK's youngest convicted neo-Nazi terrorist spared jail time. German firm removes decade-old chemicals from Beirut port where catastrophic blast killed 200 people. Appalling racist and homophobic abuse, Church of England defends Reverend who branded Captain Tom fans white nationalist cult. Ex-president says Armenia should join with Russia as soul-searching continues following disastrous defeat in Azerbaijan war. Morgan Stanley shrugs off anti-Russian sanctions, risks and bets on stronger ruble. Universal health care absolute necessity, during pandemic. Dems have no excuses not to provide it, Bernie Sanders' son says to RT. Brits are getting fed up with lockdown as more shoppers are out and about. Data shows. Starting to flub up the headlines. This is also a concerning headline here. Russian Air Force expects... let me try that again. I'm really fumbling. I'm telling you, I was really energized during the Patreon episodes. So, Russian Air Force experts publish plan to neutralize NATO forces in all-out war with bombing strikes against key military targets. Austria issues travel warning for Alpine province of Tyrol amid outbreak of South African COVID-19 variant. North Paris school closed after outbreak of COVID-19 South African variant detected. 14 German care home residents test positive for UK COVID-19 strain after getting second Pfizer jab. NATO countries complain as planned Russian 5G testing near St. Petersburg could interfere with military aircraft systems, says reports. Are you sure that that's a civilian system they're working on there? Scrappy. Russia says world closer to return to normal than many recognize as global population nears threshold needed for herd immunity. Opposition hopes that Yulia Navalny could be Russia's Svetlana, I can't say that last name, may be dashed by new foreign agent legislation. I never could say her name. Biden is absolutely right that Trump cannot be trusted with classified briefings, says Obama's spy master Clapper. Washington ready to rejoin UN Human Rights Council to shift its attention from Israel's violations. Not surprising. Schools in for summer. UK government eyes longer term for pupils across England as PM Johnson vows to minimize their COVID disruption. Don't touch the vaccines. Duarte warns communists and customs agents to keep their hands off COVID-19 jabs during transit. Canceled and humiliated White House ASL interpreter with links to pro-Trump group reportedly banned by Biden administration. Germany, Poland, and Sweden expel Russian diplomats in reciprocal move after EU officials accused of meddling in Moscow's affairs. Scottish police arrest and charge man over offensive tweet about late Captain Sir Tom Moore. South Africa moles stepped rollout to test AstraZeneca COVID-19 jab against local variant after study raises efficacy concerns. Myanmar's military coup leader pledges to hold new election and repatriate Rohingyas amid mass protests. Your legacy on the line, Lincoln Project weighs off scandals, posts video warning lawmakers to save America by impeaching Trump. How's that going to save America? Trump impeachment is constitutionally flawed and Capitol riot was pre-planned, says lawyers. I think it was on some level pre-planned. I really do. I do. I think there was on some level that people communicated beforehand about doing something of the sort. Political personality cults are bad for democracy and rule of law, the Pope says, citing events of 2020. I would say religious personality cults are the same there, Chief. Russian LGBT network says 2 gay men who fled Chechnya now in mortal danger after authorities arrest them on terrorism charges. Russia's real pandemic death rate, similar to the US and UK, new official data reveals around 162,000 people died of COVID-19 in 2020. Worse than we feared, Dutch government extends riot-causing COVID-19 curfew over viral variant worries. At least 26 dead, up to 200 missing in India as search for survivors continue a day after the disaster. This was the glacier that burst. Overwhelming majority of Americans don't think democracy is working very well, a poll reveals. Hold the children's ears. No shit, Sherlock. Judge rejects Ghislaine Maxwell's bid to keep 20 pages of Epstein testimony private. Cannon fired at baby shower celebration kills 26-year-old Michigan man. Apparently he bought a used cannon. And I guess it had been fired multiple times prior and had weakened the metal on the cannon to the point that when he shot the cannon itself exploded. Tragic story. Don't do that. If you're getting something like that, buy something new. Follow all the recommendations. Don't get stupid with it, and use it as many times as instructed, and then destroy it. Destroy it. Make it absolutely impossible for this to happen to anybody. U.S. prosecutors target Honduran president in drugs probe after accusing him of being cocaine linchpin bribed by traffickers. It's still flurrying out there. You can't really see it in the little window there. Give me a second. I'll give you guys a moment of big cam here. Now you can see it over here. Oh, over here. Oh, wait. I guess you can't see it when I circle that. I don't think. You might. Yeah, you might be able to. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Back down to the small window you go. Okay. Telegram scores top spot as Telegram scores top spot as most downloaded app in the world for January, a founder reveals. First sitting U.S. congressman to die after COVID-19 diagnosis gets posthumously scorned by critics over stance on lockdowns. How are you supposed to say that word anyway? Oh, that's tonight's show. Biden's softer deportation policy to let some felons say DHS guidelines leaked to the media. Yeah, I butchered that. I tried covering it. Didn't work, did it? Hacker targets Florida water facility with poisonous caustic chemical used in drain cleaners. FBI and Secret Service investigate. Facebook to ban claims about man-made COVID-19 and unsafe vaccines as it launches election-like campaign to promote vaccination. A 100-year-old Nazi death camp guard charged with over 3,518 murders during World War II. There's a number one up there. Says Georgia's Secretary of State launches fact-finding probe into Trump's demand to find votes in 2020 election. So that would have been all the headlines. With that, I am out of here. It's been a little bit of an extended show tonight. I can't urge you enough to go check out tonight's show over on Patreon. Seriously. If what I provided, the information that I provided there, isn't enough to raise your eyebrow, nothing will. So anyway, with that, I hope you all have a good evening. God willing, we'll be back to do it again tomorrow. And as always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.